A player tells another to stop, expressing amazement at how sick the moment is. The players realize they are going to die, someone exclaims. One player passes the ball. The coach calls the team in and leads a huddle. With a minute left, the team is tied up. The coach searches for Lucas. Lucas confirms he is there. Another player dismisses Lucas, claiming he sucks. The coach insists they give the ball to Lucas so he can take the shot and win for the team. The player questions if the coach is high. Lucas expresses his doubt and fears that he will mess up, making everyone angry. The coach assures Lucas that he is set up for the hero moment. When watching sports movies, everything slows down and the hero emerges to make the final shot. The girls will cheer for Lucas. The coach says that is how they win. Lucas asks if the coach is sure. The coach tells him to let it happen. Lucas tells the coach he loves him, though the coach notes this is typically assumed in sports situations. The game resumes. Players wonder what Lucas is doing since he is moving in slow motion. The coach admits he told Lucas to do that. Lucas gets hit and knocked down. The coach and teammates say Lucas will be fine, that he just had the wind knocked out of him. Lucas calls for help. The coach and teammates wonder if lacrosse is Lucas's sport. One player says if the coach had been there, he would have kicked all their asses. Another player suggests the coach should go back. Lucas tells the coach it is fine, and he is used to it. The coach is shocked that Lucas experiences this every day. Lucas explains that there is no way for him to escape the bullying. The coach and his wife discuss how serious the situation has become. The coach promises he will never let anything bad happen to Lucas. His wife tells him to kick the bully's ass. The coach prepares breakfast for Lucas. He asks if he should cook something for Lucas. He asks if Lucas wants to try intermittent fasting, which is fantastic for the colon. Lucas says he is hungry. The coach mentions his wife makes breakfast sandwiches with King's Hawaiian rolls. He offers to throw the football around or do some boxing. Lucas declines. The coach notices a guy who looks like his sanitation worker. The coach mentions needing to pay Lucas back $50. Someone questions if Lucas parties. The coach asks Lucas to meet the neighbors. A woman named Leslie introduces herself with her friends from the Mama Mafia. They ask if the coach took the parking spot. He questions whether all the gray Honda Odysseys are hers. She confirms they are the safest SUVs on the market and gray cars are less likely to be stolen. The coach apologizes, unaware of the parking situation. Leslie offers snack bags for kids. The coach takes them. They tell him to give them back. They ask if he wants to join the Mama Mafia. The coach says he does not know what the Mama Mafia is about. Leslie explains they drop the kids off at school at 10, then caravan to Chili's at noon and get drunk. The coach and Lucas arrive at the neighborhood. Lucas plays football in the yard. Another child, CJ, invites Lucas to play, but they end up in physical combat instead. The coach notices the children have become friends. He mentions that CJ is always putting things in his mouth. He introduces himself as Brian. CJ has not mastered the high five yet. The kids dance, but CJ tackles Lucas aggressively. The coach puts CJ down. He notices CJ is powerful. He tells Lucas and Brian to go ahead while he manages CJ. The coach enters CJ's house and finds that the parents are well off. Brian is a forensic accountant. His wife is a lawyer. The coach mentions CJ's name stands for Christopher Jif, named after the peanut butter brand because it was his mother's favorite food. The coach shows Brian a list of activities, including making new friends, going to Buc-ee's Cheese, doing ayahuasca in the desert, and freaking out the fat lady across the street. Lucas mentions seeing a guy watching them from the backyard. The coach suggests they get lunch at Buc-ee's Cheese. At the park, Lucas asks the man if he's his real dad. The man says he rescued Lucas from some bad people. A security guard questions the wristband mismatch. The coach defends himself, asking if he looks like a predator. The guard confirms he does, likely because of the windbreaker. Lucas confirms he does not know the man. They both met at the park today. Lucas tells the coach to get out of the van. A man approaches with others, saying they want to kill the coach. Lucas realizes they are after CJ. They escape by driving away frantically. The coach drives wildly down the highway with hands on the wheel. Lucas cries out about hitting people. A baby is spotted. The coach asks if he is trying to hit people. Police appear behind them. Lucas warns about the police. The coach realizes he has an Amber Alert and is considered a child abductor. They pass a group of soccer moms who recognize them. The moms pursue the coach, believing he is a predator. They ram him with their minivans. The coach and Lucas escape. At an abandoned warehouse, the coach promises to keep an open mind as he tells his story. He worked security at a top-secret building. He never knew who owned it or what happened inside. The job was strenuous and required a lot of problem solving. He got to pretend to be Kung Fu Panda. He patrolled the area and took random drug tests. He has no idea how he passed. The only other employee was a bearded man who looked like Zach Galifianakis, but was not. They never gave their real names. The coach called him Galifianak-ish. A truck delivers a package to the warehouse. The coach brings it inside, hearing someone calling for help. He busts through the door and rescues the child inside. The child is CJ, who was kept in a crate. CJ thanks the coach for rescuing him. The coach and CJ leave the warehouse and hide at Gordon, the coach's estranged father's place. Gordon is shocked to see the coach has a kid. The coach clarifies that CJ is not his biological son, but that he rescued him. At Gordon's place, the coach realizes they need to figure out why CJ was cloned and kept. He suggests using a dating app to lure out the person responsible. The coach pretends to be a girl named Candy on a dating profile. He tries to message a match but gets blocked. He attempts a more aggressive approach, but the person reports him to the authorities. They plan to catfish whoever is behind the cloning operation. The group watches Reservoir Dogs. The coach practices dancing and jokes about looking like Chris Christie on Dancing with the Stars. Someone tells him not to be scared and to get back in there. Someone says playtime is over. A cosmetic kit is revealed. The coach is challenged to pick his weapon. Someone warns him that stabbing would be better than interrogating. The coach mentions that 2 boys over there would probably do a better job. Someone tells him to look at them. The coach refuses to say what happened, not wanting to be made a fool in front of his kid. Simon Maddox appears. The coach threatens to kill anyone who touches the child. Maddox explains the child is not just a kid, but a genetic clone named CJ. The coach is shocked by the cloning. Maddox explains that CJ is faster, stronger, and way more brilliant than the coach. The coach is basically a community college, while CJ is Harvard Plus. Maddox says he is just babysitting and cannot reveal who cloned CJ. Finally, he admits it is Simon Maddox. The coach demands to know why Maddox cloned him. Maddox warns that the coach has no idea what he stepped into. The coach tries to say goodbye to CJ. Maddox claims it is harder for the coach than for CJ, who is incapable of emotional connections and lacks them in his DNA. The coach tells CJ he loves him and knows CJ loves him too. CJ does not understand what love means. The coach explains that love is in your heart. CJ says he feels nothing at all. The coach refuses to believe it and says it is not goodbye. He will see CJ again soon. He tries to give CJ a high five, but CJ does not respond. Maddox takes CJ away. The coach and his group encounter multiple aggressive clones of themselves. They fight back against the clones. One clone bites the coach. The coach apologizes for beating up little versions of himself, but has no one to talk to about it. They realize the cloning facility created many clones. They hear a roaring sound. A large creature appears, chasing them. The clones they fight all wear dog collars connected to an electric fence. The coach and friends laugh at the predicament. The coach references Forrest Gump, telling his friend to run. They escape the cloned creature. Another clone appears, asking what is up. The coach realizes more clones exist. They discover Colonel, another clone who is now driving a Bugatti. The clone Colonel has become a successful playboy. The coach realizes the clones are becoming dangerous. They escape in a vehicle. The coach and friend need to get home, but have no car. They decide to steal another vehicle. Someone asks what they will do with all the psycho-killing machines. They respond with an explosion and escape together. The friend apologizes for something that happened 30 years ago. The coach brushes it off. They discuss the remaining clones and what to do about them.